What's going on, team? Good evening. Hope you guys had a fantastic day today. Gonna give everybody a few more seconds here to join, and then we're gonna get started. Finally have a little starting soon screen, so you know how it goes. We make this a little simple. Again, today, damn, sorry, give me 1 second. The isolation session for the people who are here for the first time, right? We're not going to be taking any live trades. Obviously, Asia session market just opened literally an hour and a half ago. What we do in this class mainly, we look for the best pairs to look for, so we could trade in the morning during the NYC session for our live trading session that happens at 6 a.m. So what we're gonna do today is just again update our charts, look at the daily time frame, look at the 4-hour, look if we need to update anything in the weekly time frame. Which is the 4-hour, update our 30 minutes, see if we need to update any 30-minute zones, and then just call out which pairs are the best ones to look at for tomorrow when we want to start trading. So we're gonna focus on AU, right? Well, first of all, we're gonna focus on 13 pairs. Gonna be the ones with the red flag. Again, if you guys have any questions, whether or not it's about a pair that we're watching or just another pair, any pairs you guys want me to go over, we could go over them. Make sure you guys join the Discord as well, free Discord server. We do one-on-one sessions. Obviously, we do this session every day, Monday through Thursday. We do the live trading session every day, Monday through Friday. We do a weekend class. It could happen either Saturday or Sunday, just whenever we're available in the weekend. We do another live stream. So, we have a lot of free content, a lot of good stuff in here that you guys should take advantage of. Link for the Discord will be in the chat in a few seconds. I'll make sure to pin it too. Alright, so we're gonna get started. So the first pair we're gonna look at AU. We'll go to the daily time frame. Again, we know that we are in A2. We're in the second zone of consolidation, looking for that third push to the bottom. Right now we are at the bottom of consolidation, so again, not the best place to look for a trade when we want to be in a when we're in a downtrend. Right? When we're in a downtrend and we're consolidating. Again, I'll draw this out for the people who are new here. Right? You have price consolidating. When price is consolidating, right, when you're stuck in a zone, you have the top of the zone, you have the bottom of the zone. Do you want to look for sells at the top of the zone, or do you want to look for sells at the bottom of the zone? Right? And then vice versa. When you're in a uptrend consolidating, do you want to look for buys at the top of the zone, or do you want to look for buys at the bottom of the zone? So same thing here. Right now we can see that this is the top of the zone, this is the bottom of the zones. Right now we're in the bottom. So when we go down into a lower time frame, we're gonna go into the 4-hour time frame now. We'll keep that there for now. In the 4-hour, we can see that when we zoom in just a little bit, where are we? I think all of this switch. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me fix this. When we zoom it in just a little bit in the 4-hour, we can see that at one point we had higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and then price gave us a push to the bottom, gave us a lower low, lower high, gave us another lower low, and price here is just consolidating. Right? We can still see that lower highs and lower lows are being made, but in between the lower low, lower high, lower low, right, in between this low, this high, and this low, right, what do we see? We see price consolidating. So here's where price is moving sideways in the 4-hour time frame. And again, when we're at the top of the zone, do we want to look for sells, right, or do we want to look for buys? Vice versa, when we're at the bottom of the zone, do we want to look for buys or do we want to look for sells? So at this point, let's delete some of this so we're not too too crowded, right? We have 2 weeks of rise. On the third week, which is last week, we got a new high, which counter going against the trend, and then price ended up giving us a week of drop, right? Gave us a high, then started trending down and finished on a week of drop. We also know that we have the 4-hour high that price tapped into, rejected, and started going down. So now at this point, I'm looking for continuations to start the downtrend. Here in the 30-minute time frame, we can still see prices still making higher highs and higher lows and higher highs. So even though the daily time frame, right, let's start putting all the pieces together, right? In the daily time frame, we can see that we're at the bottom of the zone. So we already know that just looking at the daily time frame is not the best place to look for sells. On the other hand, in the 4-hour time frame, when we condense the market structure, we can see that we're at the top of the 4-hour range, right, of where price is consolidating. In the 30-minute, yes, we can see that here at the top, price is rejecting these highs. But what is price still doing in the 30-minute time frame? Higher highs and higher lows and higher highs. What does this mean, right? Higher low here. Right now, price is just trapping traders, right? Making them believe that we're going to go down, right? In the section where price starts trending down, making them believe that this is where price was going to continue, right? But we're also trapping traders going long, making them believe that this, right, was going to be higher high, higher low, higher high. Price here looked like it was going to go up to continue the push to the top side, and what happened? It went right back down to the bottom, right? Same thing that's happening now. If we look at what's happening in the last couple days here, what do we see? We see that yes, even though we still have lower low internally, we have this low, this high, and we know that we're trading between these highs and these lows. And what is price doing? Let's zoom it in just a little bit. Did price break above these highs? No, it's testing it. These are highs that are being tested. So currently, what price is doing is making everybody believe that this is a retest, right, to continue this uptrend push. So all the people who thought that this was a break of structure and price was going to continue to go up, what did price do? Melted right back down to the bottom. But it's still following the internal structure of higher highs, higher lows, and higher highs. So even now in the 30-minute time frame, once again, we know that we are trading within this little zone of consolidation. Not even a zone of consolidation, just this little zone of the high and the low. So again, at the top of the zones, do we want to look for buys or do we want to look for sells? At this point, you guys know I do not trade counter. I don't trade going against the overall trend, right? So with that being the case, I'm not looking for buys on AU. I wouldn't recommend it. Could it still happen? Absolutely. We know we're at the bottom of consolidation in the daily time frame. So I'll use the examples of what I'm looking for. First and foremost, for me to feel comfortable taking a short the way we took a short here last week, what do I want to see? I want to see a rejection of the highs. Not only do I want to see a rejection of the highs, but then I also want to see price start turning around. I want to start seeing lower lows and lower highs before we start looking for any long-term trades going short, right? So with that being said, if these highs are tapped again and price rejects, then we know we could take these trades going short. If price breaks, then we already know price is going to want to continue that push to the top side. So that's what we're going to be waiting for. We have in the 30-minute time frame, this was the opening candle for Monday. It gave us a nice day of counter rise. We don't have a continuation. We don't have a 372. Right now, price is just literally just moving sideways, but it's still giving us lows, highs. So we'll see. I will continue to keep an eye on AU to try to get another trade the same way we did last week. Next pair, CAD CHF, going into the daily time frame. We know that we have, first and foremost, right, where are we? We're in peak low territory. We had push number 1 for zone on the 800 EMA, push number 2, zone number 2 below the 800 EMA, push number 3, right, fanning of the EMAs. Now we're in peak low territory. This is where price gave us 3 months of rise, right? Last month, which was the third month, gave us a rise in ONET. Am I expecting price to give me a new high this month? It could happen. 513. Give me 1 second. Now that I'm here as well, right? What I'm gonna start getting used to again is writing in my trading journal. I haven't done that in literally a few months. Ever since we started doing these live streams, I kind of drifted away from looking at my trading journal. So I'm gonna do that as well. So let me give you 1 second. I'm gonna update my trading journal as well. So 0514 watch list. So the first pair that's gonna be on my watch list is gonna be CAD for tomorrow. Is gonna be CAD CHF. Right, for tomorrow and for the rest of this month until we get that new high. Right, so CAD CHF, I want to see a 4th month high variation. Right, so we want to see that new high being made. So now let's go to the 4-hour time frame. In the 4-hour time frame, we can see that price was lower low, lower high, lower low, up until here where we started making a change of character, higher high, higher low, break of structure, higher high, to where we're at now, and price is just consolidating. So again, same thing we were doing for AU. Everything is the exact same thing, guys. Literally every single pair that we go over is going to be the same thing. At this point, it's just repetition, right? We know that we are consolidating, and internally we have a little zone of consolidation. We have a sweep of the lows, started drifting to the top, went to the top, rejected the highs, went back down to the bottom, and we can see that here at the bottom we have a nice little W, right, being formed. Now, is this going to be a real W? Is this a real M? Right, it's the same thing as everything. We have to wait it out. We have to wait for a real break of structure to happen, right? And in this case, this was a pair that we wanted to see. We wanted to wait a little bit to update because the candlesticks closed very close to each other, but we could see that we did finish on a week of rise. So we don't have a continuation, but we do have a week of rise, which is good. So we already know that this week, if price finishes at the top, right, let's say price finishes, this is the week, right? So this is this week, right? These lines all equivalent to a week. So we have a week of rise. Let's say this week price does something like this, right? And it finishes on a week of another of 2 weeks of rise, and we want to see price give us a new high for next week to give us a 3rd week. Going into next week, what am I expecting? I'm expecting something like this to happen. For price to give us 1 week of rise. This week, I'm expecting another week of rise. Next week, what am I expecting? Another high to be given. Right, I kind of drew this pretty bad, but you guys get the gist. I'll do it again. Sorry, I'm a little twisted. We have 1, 2, right? The pullback at the end of the 2nd week, which would be this week, for the next week to give us that new high going into the end of the week. That's the moves that I'm expecting to happen if price gives us that 2nd week. So now that we could foresee the future, right, we could pull out the blueprint. What are we going to do? We're going to wait for those moves. So ideally at the bottom of consolidation is where we want to start looking for price to go up again. So let's go on to the 30-minute time frame. Start looking for the change of character and break of structures. We have lower low, lower high, lower low. Price gave us a higher high, change of character, higher low, and price here is just kind of moving sideways, right? In the 30-minute time frame, what time did this start moving? Right, during NYC session, not bad. We saw this morning, and I was like, not comfortable taking this trade. Why? STP was already done. This was a pair that STP was done early. Not gonna look, but what happened? At the end of the session, I'm sorry, during NYC, price gave us a little back sweep to the lows. I started going right back to the top. Do we have an engulfing candle? No, no engulfing candle here in the 30-minute time frame. Nothing in the 1 hour, nothing in the 4 hour. So currently we're just still gonna have to follow the trend, right? What we wanted to see was price to start breaking above the 800 EMA to give us a potential pull back into it to continue the push to the top side. So everything that price is doing right now on CAD CHF looks perfect. What we want to look for is that break of structure retest now at the top of the zone for price to continue to push to the top side. So that's what we're going to be waiting for, to CAD CHF looks good. Euro AUD. Go to the daily time frame. Let's go, Lorenzo. My bad, I just seen the chat now. A little late, but it's all good. Hope you had a good day today, my brother. Right, so Euro AUD, we are in V2. We're in the second zone of consolidation, going in an uptrend. We're at the bottom of consolidation. We know that we're still trading between this daily and this 4-hour high and this daily and 4-hour low. So when it comes to the internal consolidation, the overall zone that we're in, yes, we're at the bottom. But when we're looking at where price made a previous higher high, higher low, higher high, what did price do after it made this higher high and this low? It just consolidated, just moving sideways. So we understand that, okay, even though we're at the bottom of consolidation, we understand that price could still push lower into these zones down here, and then this is where price is going to turn around, right? Could price do this here? Absolutely, the same way it did here. So at this point, this is where we just got to start putting the pieces together, the pieces of the puzzle together. We have 2 months where price was moving counter, going down, still making high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Again, if you want to look for buys, if you're looking for longs, what do you want to see? Do you want to see lower lows and lower highs, or do you want to see higher highs and higher lows? Right? Same thing here. We're still making lower lows and lower highs. So I'm not going to feel comfortable taking these trades going long until we make higher highs and higher lows. Why? Could we take these trades going long from down here? Yeah, of course. Because whenever price makes a lower low, we know it's going to make a lower high. But we understand that these entries going long aren't going to be for long term, or even going to be for a 30-minute, this is a pair that moves, let's see, right, 92 pips, so STP is 62. We understand that 62 pips aren't going to be made going long, right? We understand that that's going to be just a pullback. So when we start condensing it like that, it's like, okay, cool. Before we look for a trade, we know we want to start seeing higher highs and higher lows. So let's delete some of this. Again, I'm not going to keep all these drawings on the screen. If you guys want me to draw something else again, let me know. But I have to, having all this on my screen is starting to bother me a little bit. Not used to it. I should create a folder, but it's all good. On the 4-hour time frame, right, we can see that price here is consolidating. Price is moving sideways. You see what I mean about all these drawings? I know it's for people who just joined in for the first time. They're gonna be a little it's gonna be a little complicated for them to be like, yo, you have so much shit on your screen. Like, yeah, man, I know. But this is all from the explanations that we've been doing for the last couple weeks. Okay. So here in the 4-hour, we can see that price is just moving sideways. Right? We're literally consolidating from here to here. And what happened in the last 2 weeks? Price started making low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and we broke below the zone. Right? So the daily time frame is telling us lower lows and lower highs. The 4-hour is telling us not only did it break below the consolidation, but it's still giving us lower lows and lower highs. Where are we going to enter going long? Right? It doesn't make any sense. Right? For us to catch a trade down here to go long, that's a Hail Mary. Right? And for the people who watch American football, what's the probability of a team catching a Hail Mary to fucking win the game? Doesn't happen often. So that's not the type of trades we want to get into. It's not the best trades to get into at all. So now going into the 30-minute time frame, what's good, Paul? What to stream, my brother? I'm brand new into Forex. Give me 1 second. I hate that YouTube has that little heart in the chat. Like, I can't see the messages because of that. There has to be a way I could just take that off the chat. You said, I'm brand new into Forex on my demo account. I'm here learning. That's perfect, man. That's honestly the best way to learn is on a demo account, right? You have a lot of people that'll tell you otherwise. Like, oh, you're wasting time on a demo. Just open a live account. It's not, it doesn't make sense to open up a real account and spend, let's say $50, $100 that you put into it, right? And you're just going to be losing 50 bucks, 100 bucks every other week or every other month, whatever the case is, right? A demo account is the same thing as a live account, is the same environment. The only difference, obviously, is what everybody says. It's the emotional aspect to it, right? Where if you have real money, for some people, you know, that gets them anxious. That's like, it's for the people who do sports, right? Like when you practice, when you're at practice, it doesn't feel the same as a game, right? When you're in a game, you're a little bit more nervous. There's a lot more aspects to it. But trading is a little bit different than anything else that we normally do in real life, right? So we can't use that same ideology in trading the same way we would do in sports or in anything in life, really. Like trading is a completely different ballgame, and there's ways to make trading the same way. So I'll give you the example. We'll take a little pause here so I could talk to you, Paul, and anybody else that's going through this as beginner traders. What I tell people to do now that funding accounts, prop firms are such a big thing, don't buy a Propfirm account, right? What I would recommend, and the reason is to why, before you could even get funded in a Propfirm, you need to pass phase 1 and phase number 2. Some of them, some of them have a one-step challenge, but let's just talk about the traditional, the two-step phases, right? The number one thing is you're going to be spending, if you buy a 10K account, you're going to be spending 60 bucks every single time you fail the account and you want to buy another one. So first thing is first, I tell people, if you trade your demo account the same way you would trade your phase 1 and your phase number 2 in your funded account, in the aspect that if that phase, like let's say you want to take a challenge with top tier trader, right? Phase 1 is 10%, phase 2 is 5%. So let's say your demo account, you have the same rules, right? If you can't go more than drawdown 5%, if you do, you fail, you gotta buy another one. Instead of failing the funded and buying another one and giving the company an extra $60, if you fail your demo account, right, with the same broker that you have that demo, open up a live account. And every single time you fail the demo, right, every single time you go into 5% or more drawdown, instead of sending $60 to another company, send those $60 into your broker account, into your live account, and don't trade it. Do not trade your live account. So let's say you fail, you open up a demo account, boom, you fail the first time. You're like, oh, fuck it. Okay, cool. I put 60 bucks into a live account. So now you have 60 bucks, 60 real dollars to trade with, right? But then again, you go and you open up another demo account and you try again, the same way you would on a funded account. Let's say the second demo account you fail again, boom, okay, cool. Instead of spending another $60 and putting it into a prop firm, put the $60 into a live account. So now you have $120 to work with on your live account, and you keep doing that, right? And then obviously, there's other ways to do it. If you want to put in, $50, $100 a month into that live account so you could continue to grow it at the same time that you're learning, right? By the time that you start, let's say, after 4 months or whatever, right, on your demo account, you pass phase 1, right? You do 10% in profit before you do 5% drawdown, right? You do phase number 2. And let's say if you pass phase number 2, you start trading your real account, but you keep the same. Obviously, you trade the same way with your live account. Only if you're risking 1%, only risk 1%. Take the same trades, do the same exact thing. And if you pass phase 1 and fail phase number 2, all good. Invest another $60 into your live account, right? And the reason I tell people to do that is also because, remember, yeah, it looks cool that you could trade $10,000 on a funded account, but realistically speaking, with all the rules that are made with those funded accounts, $10,000 is like trading $1,000 in a real broker account, a real live account, right? $100,000 on a funded account is the same as having a $10,000 live account with your broker. So realistically speaking, again, all you need is $500 to $1,000 in your live account, to trade the same exact environment that you would trading in a Propfirm account. That's a good idea, I know. That's what I've been telling a lot of people. But, you know, social media is a hell of a drug, man. They're all these social media influencers, because that's all they are. I can't even call them traders, right? They're gonna feed you this dream. Oh, buy a Propfirm account, you're gonna be a fucking millionaire yesterday. You know what I mean? Like they're just gonna feed so much nonsense to you. And again, as a trader, you cannot allow that to get to you. You cannot allow that to be your damn, I got a brain fart. I forgot the word I was gonna use. Um you can't let that feed you can't feed into that. That's what I was gonna say. Right? You have to be realistic. And on top of being realistic, also is just look at what's going on. Right? All these Propfirm companies are going down the hole. They're all failing. Because again, they're all a money grab. A few years ago, the idea of having a Propfirm company was really good until greedy ass people, greedy businessmen started taking over the industry. So now instead of it being a system to help traders, it's taking advantage of you, right? Another aspect of it is you're in phase number 1 and phase number 2. How many trades did you take in profit with the funded account, right? How many trades did you take in profit on the funded account that you could have been already taking on a live account? So think about it. You're trading $100,000. Let's put the max, right, which is $100,000 funded account. You have to do 10% of 100,000. That's $10,000 in phase number 1. That's $10,000 that you lost out on a real account because you're still in a demo phase of trading. Same thing for phase number 2. That's $5,000 that you missed out on in a real account because you're still just trading a funded account, a demo account, right? So when you really start putting it into perspective, bro, like I said, you know, you're doing good with the demo account, right? Don't let anybody else tell you differently. I know social media, Twitter, Instagram, they're all gonna tell you, no, he doesn't know what he's talking about, brother. I promise you, you know exactly what you said. I'm staying far away from the scammers over promisers, exactly. Like anybody that's and you know we could go further into it. I don't want this to be a little rant, but you know you have these social media influencers who are, you know, part owners or affiliates of prop firms, and they're selling you a course, right? Let's just put it simple. They're selling you a course, right? And in that course they're teaching you to over leverage, and they're teaching you and they're telling you like, oh, if you're not risking, then you're not trading, right? Oh, you gotta use a 50 pip stop loss, right? But at the same time they're selling you an affiliate code to go play with a Propfirm account, understanding that if you teach somebody to use a 50 pip stop loss, if they do that in the funded account, the drawdown limit is already over. They're done. They don't know how to trade. So when you really start analyzing it, why do you think they're doing that? Obviously, the guy promoting a Propfirm is going to want you to fail because he gets paid from that. He gets paid whether or not you pass or fail because you already spent, you know, hundreds of dollars buying the account. That's what their affiliate code pays them for. Of course they want you to fail. Of course they want you to continue to buy the account because it looks good on their end. As an affiliate, they want people to use their codes. Just think about that. There's people really doing that. They're selling you a course and they're teaching you how to do the exact same thing that everybody's telling you not to do, but because they have 1 million followers and 100,000 followers and 50,000 followers, everybody's listening to them, right? And they're showing off their Lamborghinis and their Rarries and, you know, their Bentleys, and that's what everybody wants. And that's what you're saying, right? That's the overpromisers. It's not real. Now, could it be real? Absolutely. I'm not saying that you can't do it, but there's a right way to do it. There's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. So, you know, we'll end it at there. We'll continue with this. So EA, I forgot what we said here. Let me take a sip of water too. Give me 1 second, guys. Right, so EA daily time frame. We'll start again. And Paul, I appreciate you being here, my brother. Again, any questions you guys have, let me know. Whether or not they're in the, whether or not the pairs are the ones that we're looking at. Again, the one that we're gonna be looking at right now are the ones with the red folder. But if you guys have any questions about any other pair, whether or not they're on our list, let me know. So EA, all right, yes, we know we have 2 months of drop. Right, in the 4 hour we had 2 weeks of counter drop. On the third week last week we got a new low and it finished on a low rise. This week we could still see price making lower lows and lower highs. So again, we'll explain this one more time. Yes, even though overall we are in an uptrend pattern, we cannot look for price to continue to go up. We can't look for entry opportunities going long, right, until we start making higher highs and higher lows. Right, so I'll draw it out. What do I mean by that? Let's zoom this out just a little bit. Right now, what is price doing? Right, starting from here. Right, we had low, high, lower low, lower high. Right, we can see that these are equal highs. Right, it never broke above these equal highs. So same thing here. Right, lower low to where we're at now, lower high, and price here is consolidating. Right, if we look for buys, let's say price breaks, right, we know that we're in the zone of consolidation. Let's say price breaks above these highs. Am I going to be looking for price? Am I going to be looking for entries here to go long? No. Why? Because there's an example of this on GCAD that we'll go over right after so you guys can see. Why? Because we're still making lower lows and lower highs. This little fake out, right? What could this be? Yes, even though it looks like it's a break above the structure, this fake out to the top could just be, again, the lower high, right? Because we have lower high to continue to make lower low, instead of it being a break retest to continue to go up, right? So a little example of what that looks like in real time. Let's go to GBPCAD. This was an example that we had last week. This happened on Friday. Shit, my bad. What did we have here? Consolidation, and price broke above, and it came back down, right? And we had a few people in our chat were like, oh, GCAD looks really good. GCAD looks really good to go long. I'm like, no. Why not? When we're looking at structure, what is price doing? High, low, lower high, lower low, right? So when you make that lower low and price started consolidating, this push to the top side was just part of the lower highs, and price melted right back down. So exactly what GCAD did on Friday is exactly what we're also just trying to avoid on this pair. Right? It's the exact same move. Obviously it looks a little bit different. This one is a little bit more stretched out, but it's the exact same ideology. Right? So I'm not going to be looking for price to go long on EA until we make a solid change of character and break of structure to the top side, letting us know that, hey, price is turning around and we're now making higher highs and higher lows. Right? So now that we can see that, and again, if you guys need me to explain something, if it doesn't make sense and you guys need me to draw it out or explain it another way, let me know. And no problem at all doing that. So EA, we have a day of rise yesterday, or I'm sorry, on Friday. And then today gave us another day of rise, 2 days of rise. So perfect. Right, that's another thing we want to look for. We want to look for 372. We know that we're trading higher high, higher low, higher high. Price tapped into these lows, right? Tapped into them and started drifting away. So now at this point, could we be expecting a 372? Could we expect this price to give us a third day high? It could happen. Right, so that's what we're going to be looking for. We want to look for engulfing candles. We want to look for price in a lower time frame to give us that change of character, break of structure. So we're definitely going to keep an eye on EA. EA is going to be a really good pair to look at for tomorrow. Let me also, again, like I said earlier, I am going to start writing on my trading journal again, so I'm going to start getting used to that again. It's been a minute that I haven't done that. What's good, Muhammad? Good evening, my brother. Hope you had a good day, man. I messaged you on Discord. We missed you this morning. I was like, man, I hope he's doing okay. I know you were sick. You feeling better? So Euro AUD. My bad. I'm just writing in my trading journal right now. Euro AUD. We're looking for 372. So third day high. Third day high. All right. So we already know that for tomorrow, this is gonna be a good one to keep an eye on. Third day high. Perfect. ECAD daily time frame. Where are we? We're at the top of consolidation in V1. So again, we'll draw this out again. I have no problem repeating myself. When we're in a zone of consolidation in an uptrend, price is moving sideways. Do we want to look for buys at the top of the zone, or do we want to look for buys at the bottom of the zone? Same thing here. Do we want to look for buys at the top, or do we want to look for buys at the bottom? Right, so in this case, again, we're at the top of the zone. So this is not the best place to look for these buys. Currently, we have a month of rise at the top of the zone, which is good. We want to see that breakout. In the 4 hour, no continuation, but we can see that price is making internal higher highs and higher lows, right? From the bottom of the zone, same thing we were just talking about. When we reach the bottom of the zone, what do we want to do? We want to start looking for these highs until when? Until we reach the top of the zone. Once we get at the top of the zone, this is where we have to stop, take a little bit, take a step back, and now we have to wait for the confirmation. Is price going to continue to go up, or is price going to start going down? And as you can see, once we got to this high, it started making lower lows, lower highs, and lower lows, right? But again, we're looking for higher highs and higher lows. So at this moment, let's go to the 30-minute. The 30-minute, we can see that price making higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. And then price started consolidating, went down, gave us a lower low. And now we know that we're trading between this low and this high. We currently have a day of drop, which was Friday, and then price gave us a day of rise. So no continuation. Right now we're in the middle between the 30-minute high and the 30-minute low. So right now I'm taking a step back. Same thing we've been doing since last week. Right, we took the trades from the bottom to the top. Perfect. We know we could catch those easy 372. Right now, we have to wait for market structure to be on our side. And currently, we could see that if you're still thinking that price was going to make higher high, higher low to make higher high, what happened? Price faked you out and went right back down to the bottom. Right, made everybody believe that this was a double bottom. The same thing we explain every single time. Right, double bottoms, these W patterns, right? The M's, they show up everywhere on the market, right? But what makes this a fake W and what makes this a fake M? Why did this one turn back around and go up? Why did this one fake everybody out thinking it was going to go up and it went right back down, right? Because again, not every single double bottom, not every single double top is the correct one. It depends on where you're at in the zone. The same thing with the engulfing candles, right? A bearish engulfing candle isn't always correct. It depends when you're in the zone. Again, if you're at the top of a zone and price gives you a W at the top of the zone, do you think that's a real W or a fake W? Right? Vice versa. If you're at the bottom of the zone and price gives you a M at the bottom of the zone, is this going to be a real M or is it a fake M? Same thing. If you see an engulfing green candle at the top of the zone, right? If you see an engulfing green candle at the top of the zone, is that going to be a real one or a fake one? Right? And once you start identifying like, oh shit, we're at the top of the zone and they gave us a W, what's the probability of them faking you out? So is the same difference, right? So once you realize like, okay, cool, this is where we're at in the overall zone, I'm not going to get faked out. That's it. Not every single day is a trading day. Not every single day is a trading day. You have to allow the market to develop to be able to take those A+ setups. My bad, Muhammad. Not feeling like shit. These couple days were just a blur. Didn't even look at the charts on Saturday. It's all good, man. Yeah, I know that it's not fun. It's not fun looking at charts, especially when you're sick, bro. It's not. It's not even worth it at that point, you know what I mean? So I completely get it, bro. Just hope you start feeling better soon, man. Um, what time do you typically hop on and start looking at positions? I live trade. We do the live trading sessions on stream as well. 6 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. That's the only time that I look at my charts to trade. I don't really take. It's very rare for me to take a trade after 10:30 in the morning. Um, and it's even more rare for me to take a trade now, like during the Asia session or London session. Will there be times when I do take trades during, this session? There will be times, obviously. Because the market, it also depends on the market timing, right? For example, if we're looking at pairs that move during Asia session or London session, the way AU moves during Asia session, the way GJ moves during Asia session and London session, though gold as well loves to move during Asia session. Um, will we have those opportunities to enter at this time? Yes, but it doesn't happen often, right? So the typical time that we start looking at trades would be 6 a.m. Eastern to 10:30 a.m. So ECAD, we're gonna skip ahead, right? This is not one that I want to look for a trade. Either way, we'll look at it tomorrow morning and see if it developed. But we could still see that price is just not making up its mind, right? We're making higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low, higher high. That's not a trend, right? Right now, what is price doing? Let's draw it out. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low, higher high, right? That's not a trend. That's just consolidation. What's a trend? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, or lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? So until we don't get clean structure, until we don't get a clean trend, I'm not going to be looking for entries on this pair. So go on to the next one. EU daily time frame, right? You can see that this is one that I haven't even updated since our weekly session, but it's the same thing, right? Where are we? We're at the bottom of consolidation in V1 going into an uptrend. Very similar to EA, right? We still know that we're trading between this daily high and this daily low. Could price go deeper and make these lows down here? Absolutely, right? And the same exact situation as EA, right? We still could see lower lows and lower highs and lower lows. In the 4-hour time frame, we could still see that we have lower low, lower high, lower low to where we're at now, lower high, right? The 30-minute time frame. Not only that, let's go back to the 4-hour. Where are we in comparison to the 4-hour high and the 4-hour low? We're in the middle of the zone. So it's definitely not a good place to look for a trade. 30-minute time frame, we can see that this is where price is consolidating, right? We have these 30-minute highs up here. We know that we're trading between this 30-minute low and this 30-minute high. The only way I'll start looking for trades on EU, let's delete some of these things. I'm sorry, guys. Let me clear this out for you guys. Right? The only way I'll start looking for trades on EU, there'll be two things I want to see. Right? First and foremost, I want to see a break above these zones to continue. The second thing I want to start seeing is a 372. We have a day of rise today, which was perfect. Right? If we could get a second day of rise tomorrow, then we already know that Wednesday is going to be a really good day to take a trade. 372, we'll have the break of the highs, we'll have the retest to continue to make higher highs and higher lows. Right? Now that we know that we're here at the top of the zone on EU, this is going to be a crucial zone, because as easy as we could see, okay, cool, price could most likely break above, price could reject these highs and start going lower. So at this moment, that's what we're going to wait for. We're still at the top of the zone. We still want to wait for a break of structure. We want to see clean higher highs and higher lows. Right now, what do we have? We have lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high where price just consolidated. Right, give us a nice little higher low here and then went back up and made higher high. Right? So we still want to wait for those confirmations if whether or not price is going to want to continue to push up, or if price is going to reject these highs to go lower. GCAD. gonna speed it up a little bit here, guys. We're still missing 6 more pairs. We've already been here for an hour. But again, if you guys have any questions, again, any other pairs you guys want me to go over, you know, whatever pair you guys want me to go over, let me know, and we'll go over them. So, GCAD, top of consolidation in an uptrend, V1. Let me go ahead and delete some of these drawings again. Bro, like, why am I still on the brush? How many times do I have to touch it? Pause. Right, we're at the top of the consolidation. 4-hour time frame, we have 3 weeks of rise. On the 3rd week, gave us a rise drop. Could we be expecting a 4th week variation? It could happen, but we're at the top of the zone. What do I want to look for? I want to look for price to continue to make higher highs and higher lows. Right now, we know that we had higher high, higher low, higher high, and then price here just started consolidating, right, and make boom, boom to go back to the top. So we know that we're trading between this low and this high. So for me to feel comfortable, not only do I want to start seeing higher highs and higher lows in the 30-minute time frame, but I also want to start seeing price start trending above this zone. So at this moment, we have a day of rise, which is perfect. We know that still in the 30-minute time frame, we know that we're still trading lower low, lower high, this entire high here, right? Lower low. So we know that we're trading between this 30-minute high and this 30-minute low. So GCAD is going to be an interesting one to keep an eye on as well. GJ, daily time frame, we're in peak high territory. We're in the highest point in the market. Price is still giving us higher highs, higher lows. We still know that we're trading between this daily high, 4-hour high up here, the daily low and the 4-hour low here. No continuations in the 4-hour time frame either. 30-minute price is still just going up. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? We continue to make these highs. We continue to go up. It's all good. Right, GJ is not one that I'm going to be trading. It's just one that I'm going to obviously just continue to mark. We're going to update it every single time, but we're not going to be trading it. At least I'm not. Right, I'm not going to be trading this pair. So I'm just going to skip it. GU, we have a day of rise. Perfect. We know that we're still trading between this 30-minute low and this 30-minute high. We know that in the 4-hour, we have a week of drop. We know that we're trading between this 4-hour low and this 4-hour high, still making higher high, higher low, higher high. Then price went down, gave us a lower low, lower high, price broke, higher low, higher high, and then price broke again and gave us a lower low, right? So this is where price was consolidating, right? This is where price was consolidating and it broke below, and right now we're on that retest. So again, are we in the best place to look for buys, especially when price is still making lower lows, lower highs? We just broke below the zone of consolidation. Is this where we want to look for buys, or is this where we want to look for sells? Right? It's not the best place to look for buys. So we're still just going to be, bro, I don't know why this is not working today. What is going on? So we got to wait it out. We're also in the middle of the 30-minute high and 30-minute low, so it's definitely not the best place to look for a trade. Right, again, very similar to GCAD, what happened last week, very similar to what's happening with Euro AUD or EURCAD this week as well. Right, again, yes, we could see that price here is consolidating. Yes, we could see that price broke above this high. But could this be, again, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low? Could this be the lower high to continue to make lower low? Of course. That's the trend that we're currently in the 30-minute time frame, right? So I'm not going to be looking for a retest to continue to go up. Right, I'm going to wait it out. If price wants to start trending, making higher highs and higher lows, that's what we're going to wait for. Very simple. All right, we're going to avoid getting faked out. All the traders who get in and they're like, oh, I got stopped out. The market makers know when I enter the trade and they're hitting my stop losses. Yeah, man. You know, we'll let the delusional traders be delusional. We're here to trade and be real traders and understand why we're losing, right? We're not losing trades because of probabilities. We're not losing trades because the market makers are into our screen and they hacked our monitors and they hacked our brokers, right? That's all a delusional ass fantasy that these social media gurus want you to believe because they want to feel good about themselves, right? Instead of them saying, I lost because I have no fucking clue what I'm doing, they're gonna tell you, oh, we lost because prop firms suck. Or we lost because the market makers are tapped into our screen because we make too much money. Like, that's gonna be the bullshit you're gonna hear everybody talk about. You're gonna hear all the Forex gurus and all the trading gurus tell you the same thing. Yo, let them be the fucking gurus, right? And at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, what happens? They'll be the traders that you see in 4 to 5 months. They're gonna tweet out saying, guys, I'm done trading. We're getting fucking scammed, right? So that's what it really is. That's the reality of it, right? It's crazy how, again, this industry went from it's crazy the shift. Again, I'm gonna rant. I'm sorry. It's just crazy to see the shift this industry has had in the last 4 to 5 years, where it went from being one of the toughest industries ever, in the sense that everybody who was really a trader is telling you, yo, this is a difficult game to play. Because it is difficult. There's no doubt about that. This game is very difficult to play. Right? This is why back then, you don't really see this a lot now. Back then, they used to tell you, you need a mentor who really knows what he's doing. Nowadays, everybody's a mentor. Nowadays, everybody has a course and they're selling their course for $1,000. You take the course, ICT, and you're fucking losing every single trade you take. And again, I'm not, I called out ICT because that's one that a lot of people are familiar with. But we could compare it to iMarket Live back in the day, right? iMarket Live was a beautiful thing. Why? Because again, ICT, iMarket Live, all these fucking people, again, they're gonna teach you what a double top is. They're gonna teach you what a double bottom is. They're gonna teach you what a bullish flag post is. They're gonna teach you what a bearish flag post is. But what they're not gonna teach you is which one work, which ones don't work, and the reasons why. Instead, because they don't know themselves, instead of them saying, yo, you're losing this trade going long because you're at the top of the zone, they don't know that. So instead of them saying that that's the reason why you're losing, they go ahead and they start saying it's a game of probabilities. They start saying, oh, it's a gamble. No, it's not. Trading is not gambling. If you want to gamble, I live in Florida. I live in Miami. Let's go to fucking Hard Rock Casino if you want to gamble. You have a better chance at gambling at a casino than you are in trading. I promise you. You're not losing because of probabilities. You're not losing because again, what I said earlier, you're not losing because the market makers are tapped into your screen. I promise you that's not true. You're losing trades because you have no clue what you're looking at. And again, it's not that double bottoms, and because we use all of that, right? What I was saying earlier with iMarket, it's a beautiful thing because everybody knows what a bearish, everybody knows what it looks like. Everybody knows what a W looks like. Everybody knows what a M looks like. So you already have a step over everybody else in the game that doesn't know what that looks like. Right? The only thing that you guys are missing is understanding what a zone is, right? You gotta understand that the only thing you're missing is understanding when price is consolidating and when price is trending, right? This is basic Forex one-on-one. In a higher high and higher low, where do you want to look for your trades? You don't want to take a trade in a higher high to go long because you know that you're going to look for a higher low. So this is where, right, I'll give you the example. This is where the market makers are going to give you a W You're gonna take this W thinking that price is gonna continue to go long, and it fakes you out and it goes short because you're in a higher high. But they don't teach you that. Nobody is teaching you this. So once you clarify, holy shit, price is consolidating here. You really think you're gonna take this this trade going long? Come on. How many people lost this trade today? And you can see it on Twitter. Go to Twitter, go to Instagram, and put US30, hashtag US30, and start going through the screenshots. How many people took these trades today and they tweeted out, oh my god, the market makers are tapped into my screen. As soon as I entered, it fucking melted. Dude, come on. You know what I mean? Like, go to TikTok now. Everybody on TikTok is a fucking trading guru. They'll have their screens lined up like this. They'll have their screens lined up like this. Oh, guys, we won today. They'll have their screens lined up like this. Come on, bro. Like, we gotta be, again, as humans, we just gotta use our brains a little bit more. I think that's just hands down the easiest way I could say it. Right? And again, I'm sorry for ranting, but it's, you know, it's a thing where, and I say this every single time, I hate seeing that. Not because of anything else other than the fact that I understand what it is. Right? I understand 90% of the people who are getting into trading are people who really need the money. Who really want to learn this so they could change not only their life but their family lives. And the fact that we're just allowing people to scam in an industry where all you need to do is learn the skill and you'll make more money trading a fucking single day. You literally will make more money trading in one day if you know what you're doing, more than you will make scamming people. Saw you reply on this topic on X. It was amazing. Thank you, my brother. Right? So, you know, it is what it is. Again, I'm sorry for ranting, guys, but it's something that it has to be talked about. It has to be talked about. So US30, we have a day of drop. Again, I'm gonna speed this up a little bit. We're only missing a few more pairs. We know that we're trading higher high, higher low, higher high, and then price gave us this low here. So at this moment, we have a change of character. Again, not a good looking change of character because it's just a wick. It didn't even give us a change of character yet. Right? So we're still trading between this low, right, higher high, higher low, and higher high. So still gonna wait it out, right? We understand that US30 right now, we have all these gaps at the top of the market. We have the daily high and the 4-hour high up here. So we still gotta wait it out. I'm still expecting price to continue this push to the top side. So we'll see what price wants to do. We'll wait it out for NYC session. 4-hour time frame, 3 weeks of rise. Again, I'm not expecting, you know, I'm not expecting price to give me another week of rise this week. So let's start seeing why not, right? Or why it could happen, right? Number one, we know that we have 3 weeks of rise. After 3 weeks, market must chop or drop, but we understand too that we have gaps in the market, right? We have gaps in the opening of the market that reset the trend. So price could simply continue to push to the top side. So let's see what price wants to do. The 4-hour time frame, we do have an engulfing candle, an engulfing bearish candle at the top of the zone. Perfect. Look good. We'll see what price wants to do. Let me put this in a square. Right, so we have an engulfing red candle, we have green, green, red. Right, and now in the 30-minute, we know that if price gives us a pullback, we'll want to start seeing, okay, is price going to give us a fake out? Right, and fake everybody out who's going short here. And again, why wouldn't I be looking for these shorts? Yes, we have an engulfing candle, but what is price still doing? Higher highs and higher lows, and higher high and higher low. We can see that this is a fake out to the low. Am I going to be looking for shorts when price is still giving us higher highs and higher lows? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So we're still going to wait it out. Yes, we have it marked up. Obviously, we have it marked up. If price decides to shift and give us a change of character and then give us a pullback to the engulfing, then yeah, perfect. We'll look for a little pullback, right? We have clean traffic all the way to the bottom until here. So if we do catch a short, we understand that we could catch a short up until this zone here, right? If price gives us a fake out, bro, come on. But this is gonna like really. Can we please go to the arrow, man? If price gives us a fake out, then we know it's gonna be something like this to continue the push to the top side. But we still gotta wait it out. Obviously, US30 is a pair we wanna wait for NYC session. USDCAD, we're in V2, top of consolidation. Again, not the best place to look for a trade. We have a week of no net. Again, price still giving us nice higher highs and higher lows. We consolidated, right? First and foremost, again, let's turn back around. We had higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Then price gave us lower low, lower high, lower low. Consolidation, broke above, right? I don't even want to count this as a lower low, lower high here. I really want to say that this is all part of the same trend, right? We had higher high, higher low, higher high, and then we have lower low. Change of character, right? To where we're at now, lower high. And again, same thing. We know that we're at the top of the zone. We rejected the highs. Yes, we had a break of consolidation, but we still know that this is part of the lower high. Again, and I'll mark this with the highlighter. We had higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, right? And then what did price do? Consolidation to the top, lower high. You can see how we have lower high here. Now, could this be where price is going to continue to go down? 100%. Right? So, same situation as GBPCAD. We do not want to get into these buys, especially when price is still giving us lower lows and lower highs. So now in the 30-minute time frame, we could see that we had lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, lower low, lower high, to where we're at right now, just still waiting. We're still trading between this high and this low. We have another day where price is just moving sideways, gave us a day of no net. So we still gotta wait it out. We still don't have a good zone to trade into yet. Gold, we had 2 days of rise, started off the week, reset the trend, gave us a day of drop. Still trading between this 30-minute low and this 30-minute high. 4-hour time frame, we have this 4-hour high, this 4-hour low. Daily time frame, we're peak high territory, same as GJ, same as US30. Waiting to see this price want to give us a 3rd-month variation to go, or I'm sorry, a 3rd-month high. Right, we have this engulfing green candle here. Red, red, green. Oh my god. Sorry, guys. You see, this is why I don't like having drawings, because then I start moving everything that I don't mean to move, and then it messes the chart up a little bit. Okay. So much cleaner. There we go. So red, red, green. Waiting to see what price wants to do. Do we want to give a little pullback into the zone? Could happen. This is a daily engulfing. So still gonna wait it out. Then last but not least, Bitcoin. Again, daily time frame, we're in peak high territory in this little structure that we have. We have a month of drop. 4-hour time frame, we can see that price is just kind of consolidating, moving down. Still giving us lower lows and lower highs, but we can see that price is just moving sideways. We have a week of drop. And then in the 30-minute, we had a day of rise yesterday, and then today gave us 2 days of rise. Perfect. Could we be expecting a 372? Again, we're at the top of the zone. Not only do we have lower low, lower high, lower low, right? But where are we? The 30-minute low and the 30-minute high. We're at the top of the zone. Again, at the top of the zone, am I expecting price? Again, at the top of the zone, if they give me a W, am I going to take this trade going long? Why? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? Price is literally giving us lower low and lower high, right? So I will not be taking these trades going long. I'm going to wait it out, right? At the bottom of the zone, you want to look for those buys. At the top of the zone, I'm waiting it out. The only way I'll take a trade here is if we get a little change of character, little retest to continue. It's the only way. But we can see that price already gave us a sweep of the highs and it started going down in this little zone of consolidation. So that's pretty much it for today, guys. Pretty long session, but it was pretty good. An hour 15 is not bad. A lot of good information. Again, I know that it's, trading is the same shit all the time, right? That's the easiest way to put it. And it really is just that. You develop a system, you wait for your entry opportunities. If you have an opportunity to enter, you take it. If you don't have an opportunity to enter, you don't trade. It's as simple as that, right? The mindset of trading is completely different than what a lot of people are trying to tell you now, right? As a trader, right, your job isn't to take a trade, right? Your job isn't to wake up every single day and take a trade every single day, right? Your job as a trader is to take a trade whenever your trading setup is visible. If your trading setup isn't visible, what are you gonna do? Right? Are you gonna take a trade because you feel like you want to take a trade? Or are you gonna take a trade that you know is gonna win 100%? And you know is gonna win 100% because you've back tested it, you've tested it out live, you tested it out demo, you've done it time and time and time and time again. Again, we just went over 13 pairs on the stream. Each of the pairs, every single pair, we're looking for the exact same thing. If you develop a system that you know works because you've back tested it and you've developed it, and if you know, I'll give you, and I'll draw this out and we'll end it after this, right? If I tell you, guys, at the top of the zone, again in consolidation, at the top of the zone you want to look for a sell, right? If at the top of the zone you see that price gave you an engulfing red candle, meaning if you see something like this, right? Green candle, and then you get the engulfing red candle at the top of the zone, and you know that what you're looking for is going to be a retest of the zone, and you see that the next candle gives you a retest of the zone, and I tell you that this is the pattern that you want to see, this is the candlestick analysis that you want to see to take short at the top of the zone, and you wait for this to develop every single time, and it goes straight into profit like it does every single time. Again, we could back test just here on Bitcoin. We'll do it right here, just so you guys can see that I'm not talking shit, right? This should be red, and I'm like, why is this green? Right, green, red, looking for a retest to go short. Sorry, forgot to change the color. I don't want to confuse you guys, right? At the bottom of the zone, you want to see an engulfing green candle, right? A bullish engulfing. That was in the 1 hour. Did we get the bullish engulfing in the 1 hour? Red, green, retest, straight into profit. Let's go back more. 30-minute time frame. This was a trade that we missed because I don't look at my charts after 10:30. This happened at 2, 3 in the afternoon. At the top of the zone, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, green, red. This right here. Look how simple this shit is, guys. This right here. Is this the exact same thing that we just drew out here? It's the exact same thing. Right? Let's go further. These are all trades that you guys could go back into the stream and watch. 30-minute engulfing at the bottom of the zone. Red, green. The retest. As soon as we got the retest, what happened? Straight into profit. Now we're not waiting. We're not sitting there with the fucking entry for 3.5 hours. Oh, this is just, we're simply waiting for structure to play out. These are rules that we know work 100% of the time because we've backtested it for years. We've gone over this for years. Candlestick analysis, market structure, higher highs and higher lows, lower lows and lower highs. Right? Same thing here. This was in the 4-hour time frame, I believe. This is why I haven't marked up in the damn, I lost myself. Where were we? Damn, I lost myself. We were here. Damn, what time frame was that, in the 1 hour? We'll go over the ones that I have marked. This is supposed to be marked. I have the square, I just don't have the time frame, and I don't feel like going back and forth every single time. So again, here in the 1 hour, at the top of the zone, higher high, higher low, higher high. What do we know we're looking for? A higher low going short. Green, green, red. After we got the engulfing red candle, we got the retest to go short. Down here, same thing. I didn't have that marked. Sorry. Don't have it. But you can see, same thing. We had an engulfing candle. I think this is the 15-minute, if I'm not mistaken. Here in the 4 hour, this is one that I had marked, but we didn't take the trade. But let's look at it. Same thing. Oh man, I touched something here. 4 hour. Right? Lower low, lower high, lower low. What are we looking for? The push to the top side to make a little higher high. What did we get? Red, red, green. Price came back down, retested it, started going up. Right? And this is just on Bitcoin. We could go to GJ, we could go to EA, we could go to AU, we could go to any pair that we've taken trades in. And you'll see that it's the exact same entry criterias. Right? Gold, since people love trading gold. At the top of the zone where we were higher high, higher low, higher high, and price started consolidating and left an engulfing candle at the top. Green, green, red. What are we looking for? We're looking for a retest. Did we get the retest? A few days after, but we got it. Price to go down, lower low, lower high. What are we looking for in a lower high? Green, green, red. Did we get the retest? Yes. We didn't take this entry because I wasn't at my setup. But then what happened? After it gave us this entry here, straight into profit, it gave us another green, green, red. What are we looking for? A retest to go straight into profit. Again, just developing your own system, understanding what it is you're looking for, right? And you know that you're going to get these entries every single time, but you have to wait for the opportunity. Not every single day are you going to get a double bottom. Not every single day you're going to get a double top. Not every single day you're going to get a harmonic pattern. Not every day you're going to get an engulfing candle. But if you're able to put all the blueprints together, if you're able to learn every single pattern, every single strategy, and you understand how to use it, right? Not every single day are you going to get a 50% retracement. Not every single day are you going to get a bullish, bearish flag post pattern. Right? But being able to see it happening and being able to see it before it happens and the reasons why, and putting all the rules together, that's when you're going to start winning trades. Right? So we'll end it at that, guys. Hope you guys have a good rest of your night. Again, if you guys have any questions, you could always ask us in the Discord. You could always hit me up on Twitter or X. You could hit me up on Instagram. The link to our Discord is in the chat. So yeah, hope you guys have a good rest of your night. We'll be live again tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for the live trading session, 6 a.m. Eastern. And yeah, unless you guys have any other questions, we'll be done. I'm gonna give you guys another minute here to type in the chat if you guys have any questions. If not, then we'll be done. I'll give you guys another minute. Thank you, man. Hopefully see you tomorrow. No problem, my brother. Hope you feel better. We've missed you today, even though it was a fast live session this morning. I didn't, everything moved overnight, so we weren't really looking at anything, but glad you made it out tonight. Alright, guys, have a good rest of your night. We'll speak tomorrow. Again, if you guys have any other questions, just head us up in the Discord, and then we'll answer whatever we can. Peace out, guys.